Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Hi team, today we're going to be tuning into a clip of Bruce Bowen talking about Dylan Harper, but there was some pretty big news that just happened, so I think we should talk about it because this does impact the Spurs, and that is because the Rockets are in their division, and so they're going to be playing a lot of times throughout the year. It could possibly even be a playoff matchup, so we are going to see a lot of the the Houston Rockets, and they traded Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks in the 10th pick along with 5 second-round picks. Now this is a pretty good deal for getting Kevin Durant, I'm not gonna lie. Around here we don't like the Rockets, but I will keep it a stack and say this wasn't a bad package. I mean, they did give up a good amount, but they didn't get fleeced by the Suns. If anything, I think it was more of a fleecing from the Rockets because they didn't have to give up Jabari Smith or really any of their young pieces or a majority of their draft picks. Now, although this is a good trade for the Rockets, I will say Kevin Durant is an aging star. Like, this is something we all know. But if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm really not moved by this. The Rockets are going to be a pretty good team. They are going to be a team to watch out for in the playoffs, but I don't think this impacts the Spurs' long-term championship window. I would prefer to be in the Spurs position, and I wouldn't trade it for the Rockets position, if that makes sense. I mean, we got the number 2 pick coming on Wednesday, and so there is a lot of things to be excited about as a Spurs fan. Do not sweat us not getting Kevin Durant. There will be plenty of other opportunities to land another star and someone who may actually fit better with the timeline. We did go over Sham's tweet like that. I believe it was last week, and so this is nothing to lose sleep over, and it's going to be a very good season next year. But with that being said, shout out to Eric Salinas for bringing this to X, our very own Bruce Bowen on Dylan Harper going number 2, wise man. So I'm guessing he has a pretty good take. Let's go ahead and jump straight into this, and I'm going to move down here so I'm not in his way.
Antonio guy, the Spurs got the number 2 pick 2 years after they got the number 1est pick of the last however many years. Do you think that they should take Dylan Harper?
Oh, man. Woo. No question.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and I say it for this. Dylan Daddy and I, we real close. And one of the things that Ron talks about is the culture of San Antonio for my son being a professional basketball player.
Oh my God, he's right. And that clears up all the questions we had about Ron Harper not wanting his son to go to San Antonio. We've made a video over it where he had some questionable comments. And then recently, we didn't go over this, but he also went off on Spurs Reporter in the comments section. I forgot what it was about, but the fact that Bruce Bowen came on here and just said that Ron talks about the Spurs culture for his son to be a professional basketball player, that says everything you need to know. He does not mind his son going to the Spurs, and I'm glad to hear this because we need another Uncle Dennis, which it turns out he's not going to be that.
He's going to learn things about being professional, and there's always a point in life when you see your son playing at the highest level that you just realize that you can't do nothing for him. And you want him in an environment where things can help him continuously improve, not just as a basketball player, but as an individual as well. We saw that with Dale Curry when Steph went to Golden State. Dale wasn't in the gym with him with all them shots doing that anymore. Dale was kicking balls to him because he couldn't reach it. Now, here you go. So when you have these types of scenarios, I think it only helps. And his skill,
okay, he's about to get into Dylan Harper's skill, and not to cut him off, but like he said, you being around professionals, you also have the players who are very professional. You have Victor Wembanyama, who takes his craft very seriously. De'Aaron Fox, which he has been all-NBA, and he's not going to be fooling around. Stephon Castle, who he's won at every level he's played at, so that goes to show he's a winning player, and it shows you a lot about how serious he takes his craft. The reigning rookie of the year. Even guys like Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, and I know Devin Vassell had a down year, but there's no doubt in my mind that he works whenever he can to get better at his craft. You see the same thing with Sohan, working in the gym, getting that jump shot right, and so Dylan Harper's going to be around a bunch of professionals, and any rookie would be blessed to go to a team like the Spurs where they are known for having a professional culture, and they just have a bunch of guys with the same mindset. They all want to win. But let's see what he has to say about Dylan Harper.
I think it only helps. And his skill, I look at it like this. De'Aaron Fox, you have Castle, you have Wemby. There's not going to be pressure for him. he's going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities where he can just play the game. It's not a lot of places you can do that. And people tend to learn that later in life when they want to be the man, and then they become the man. Then they realize, oh, wow, it's two people on me all the time. I no longer have the freedom to do those other things. So I'm all for, Dylan being a Spur because of what it can do for the club, but also what it can do for him.
Man, that's something I pointed out a couple of videos ago. I forget who we were reacting to, but one of the things that they mentioned was they didn't want Harper to go to the Spurs because he wasn't going to be the guy. And I said that's actually something that will benefit Harper because he's not going to be burdened with having to be this superstar right off the gate. You can let him develop kind of behind closed doors because you have the players like Fox, Wemby, Castle. And if he is going to be that star, I think the truth will come to light regardless of who he's playing with. And I think he's going to be that talented. I think he is going to be a star. But just the fact that he's not going to have to come out and drop 30 in his fifth game like Wemby did, I think that does nothing but benefit Dylan Harper. And I think Ron Harper's going to be very excited for that too. But not only for his development, I mean, it's just going to be a fun team. It's going to be a crazy stacked team. And that is why I mentioned we don't have to worry about not getting a Kevin Durant. We save our assets and we can maybe make a later move down the line. But nonetheless, we just got the number 2 pick. This team is going to be legit. And I think Dylan Harper realizes that. We went over it like a video or two ago where he's smiling in the mirror with the Spurs practice workout uniform on. Putting someone with Dylan Harper's type of skill in a culture like the Spurs, even though we don't have Pop, the culture still remains the same, and that's why I like the Mitch Johnson hiring. I think it's going to do wonders for Harper. He's going to be a star. Just imagine how good Stephon Castle was in his rookie year, and I think if Dylan Harper was in last year's draft class, he would have went number 1 easy. Like, it would have been like Cooper Flagg in this year's draft. Like, you take Dylan Harper no matter what. And so the Spurs got a number 1 pick caliber player, because if Cooper Flagg didn't reclassify, then Dylan Harper would have went number 1. And obviously it didn't work out like that, but he is a number 1 caliber player. And so the fit goes pretty good together. And so I think this team is going to be a force next season. Playoffs, however many wins you want to say, I think they have the potential to be like a top 3 or 4 seed if everything goes right. Now, a little bit more realistic, I think they could be around like the 6th seed, but we still have to see the rest of the moves that the Spurs are going to make. So with that being said, y'all leave down below y'all's thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to leave a like as always and subscribe to Spurs Spotlight. Oh, and we're getting pretty close to 2,000 subscribers, man. If y'all could see that right here, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're giving away the Steph Castle jersey at 2,000 subscribers. The link to the X post, you can sign up. It's going to be in the comment section. It's going to be in the description. So y'all be sure to do that. Until next time, it has been your boy Chris, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.